Welcome to Essential EGL+Batch. This video series is based upon EGL Development Tools version 0.8. This is lesson 19. Now pay close attention because ordinarily we would go directly into the EGL source folder, but not today. Today we're going to look into the source folder, the SRC folder. This is the Java source code that's hand-coded. So what we want to do is create a new package, and this is a Java package, by right-clicking on the source folder and selecting New Package. And the name of the package is going to be lab.lesson19.java. This is a Java package. And then in that Java package, we're going to create a new Java class. So we do right-click on the package, New Class. The name of the class is going to be JavaSystem. Now there are quite a few options, but we'll just take the defaults. Java's quite a bit more complicated, has many more options than EGL. So we have a JavaSystem.java file, and I've pasted in the source code to try to speed this up a little bit, but we're going to go through this one thing at a time. Just like EGL, Java has a package, and the package name is lab.lesson19.java. That'll come up later when we need a package. And then the classes that come with the Java runtime include list, properties, set, and vector. And we're going to need all of these in order to get the properties from the Java virtual machine into EGL. The name of the class is JavaSystem. That includes everything from the opening curly brace to the closing curly brace. Then we have the Java constructor for JavaSystem. And the constructor is the same name as the class. And then we have a method called getKeys, which is responsible for getting the property names. Now for interfacing to EGL, this particular method has no parameters, and its return value is list less than string greater than, which is actually an EGL, a string array, or it's type compatible with a string array. Then we have a variable called p, and its type is properties. And in properties, it's actually going to get all of the system properties, including all the names and all the values. And so we'll get that out of the JavaSystem class. And then what we're going to do is on that properties, we're just going to ask the properties for the property names using the string property names method. That returns a set of strings. So the type of h, the variable h, is actually set less than string greater than, which is a set of strings. Now, we want to return this back to EGL, so we have a variable by convention. It's called result, and its type is the same as the return type, which is list less than string greater than. And we're going to assign that to a new vector, which is it's an array of strings. It's compatible with array of strings, where we add one at a time. And then we take all of the property names that's returned by string property names, and we add those property names to the list. And finally, we can return the result. And that actually gets the keys from the JavaSystem properties back to our EGL program. Now, let's go into EGL. We'll create a new package that's an EGL package that's called Lesson 19. And in that package, we're going to create a new source file. Now, the source file that we're going to create is going to be an external type. It's called JavaSystem. Now, that is on purpose the same name as the Java class so that it's easy to understand, and it's actually takes less work to get it to be an external type. The package for the external type is lab.lesson19 in EGL. In EGL, a constructor is simply called constructor, but the getKeys function is called getKeys. So the Java system is a type of Java object, and that Java object actually comes from EGLX.java.javaObject that we have to import when we do a Java object external type. The package name tells EGL where the original Java package is. That's why that's important to remember. lab.lesson19.java. That's in the Java code. Now notice that the constructor has no body to it. Basically, in an external type, the body is defined in Java, so we don't define a body, we don't have any statements at all. We can't have statements in the constructor in the external type. And the same thing with getKeys. It's actually defined somewhere else, externally to EGL. And then the getKeys takes no parameters and returns an array of strings. And this is actually a string that can be null, an array of string that can be null. So that's why there's an extra question mark there. And it has no body, just ends with a semicolon. So that's all there is for the external type. That enables us to use a Java class as if it were some EGL code. Now we want to create a library called Java property lib. And this is the bulk of Java property lib with all the decoration. We're going to create a variable called system. Now the type for system is going to be JavaSystem. And by declaring by using the open and close curly brace, we're going to create an instance, one instance of that external type. Now at that particular point, it's going to look to the Java code, and it's going to try to find a Java class called JavaSystem in a package called lab.lesson19.java. So it's going to find our class that we've defined in the src folder, and then it's going to call the constructor of that external type. And it does that automagically. It finds the constructor and calls it so that we have a real instance of the Java system. And the constructor, as I said before, is the same name. It's the method with the same name as the class in Java. And then when we use that variable, it's just like any other EGL library or record where you use the dot to find out what's available. And that's declared right there in the external type under getKeys. It returns an array of strings, and this array is nullable. So at that particular point where we call in EGL getKeys, it goes through and actually gets the properties, adds them to the result, and we get back a string array in EGL. What are we going to do with that string array? We're going to create a variable called keys, and it's a string array type, and we're going to capture the keys from the Java system. And then we're going to call property lib.showProperties and pass it the array of keys. Well, we need to do the organize imports, and show properties still doesn't exist, so we need to go to property lib and take a look. Now that property lib is from lesson 17. So let's see, show properties does not take a parameter, and what we want to do is refactor this so that what's inside the loop we're going to put into a new function called show properties, and it's going to take a list of properties to display. And we'll not make this private, so it can be used by lesson 19. The parameter is a list of strings, and then we paste in the code that used to be in the for loop. the for each loop. Now by refactoring it like this, we can take that functionality and use it in another use it from within another library. And yet we haven't damaged the functionality of property lib. Just moving the code around a little bit. So it'll print special properties, it'll print regular properties. And then we can take this for a test drive. Now this is going to be a complete list of all of the properties, all of them, without having to type in any property names. So we'll go ahead and create a program using the batch lib from lesson 16, and we'll call Java property lib.demo. So it has the usual decoration, and we'll take it for a test drive. In this lesson, we're using a Java class to get the system property names. This is another lesson of Essential EGL Batch. Thanks for watching.